Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone's doing well this AM. So I haven't taken any trades today. I haven't been up too long, but we'll see how the market shakes out today. PRs will be coming out in 1 minute. Have my alerts on. I'm not really interested in RDHL right now. I just have it up. But if it makes like a quick move up or something, I might play it. But I'm not really like that interested in it. Good morning, Focos, Mike, OGs. All right, 7 o'clock. Let's see if we get any. Pumps. RDHL, what's it doing? Kind of hanging at its high. And this might not be a bad short up here, but I'm just I'll pass on it. Still not seeing anything. Good morning, Ghost Wind. OBG, you said you're in at 157. Cool. We get you a flush. Yeah, haven't seen anything. Every time, like before these live streams, I'll well, I shouldn't say every time, but recently, occasionally, like I'll kind of like psych myself up because y'all know I love the 7 a.m. plays. And I'll tell myself like, go heavy on the 7 a.m. play. If it's the right setup, if it's at a level you love. And then every time I do that, there's never a 7 a.m. play. And the days there are, I'm like, psych myself up. And I have to do that because I'm like half awake right now. I woke up like 20 minutes ago. But every time I psych myself up, there's never a 7 a.m. play. But we'll get some plays here shortly. There's been a slow market, and I feel like I haven't fully taken advantage of it from a sizing standpoint. So I've been having some good days, y'all know, and last month was a solid month, but there was just like no like massive days or anything. Because the market will flip at some point and it'll be bullish again, small caps. There's always still ways for us to make money because money rotation from one play to the next, but haven't really taken advantage of this like super slow market. Done well, but I feel like I probably should have been adding more size lately. Good morning, good morning. Thank y'all for hopping on. BG made him some money. Good morning, Fran. Just trading, Colin, Alex. Colin, like I was saying, bro, like I psyched myself up this morning. I was ready. I was like, whatever you want to enter, go twice as heavy because it's been flushing. So I was about to add a little size, but maybe I'll. And the reason why I like the 7 a.m. plays the most is just because of, I don't know if y'all saw my Friendly Bear podcast, but I explained it a little bit there. But by the time pre-market's over, like there's been quite a few plays and money usually rotates away. So when I back test the 7 a.m. Pops, they just rarely last. So it's a little bit of a safety net that I haven't really taken advantage of from a sizing standpoint. But we'll get something in a little bit. Who cares if it's exactly at 7 a.m., but I'm with you, Colin. I was looking forward to it today. Nice job, Jelani. Yeah, I didn't play this one. Did not play this one, but I'm glad a few of y'all made money. Don't take a $2 million short today. It's dangerous. Remember that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. No, I haven't seen that just trading. He used extreme examples, but again, there's some validity to it. But yeah, he definitely used extreme examples. Even my biggest loss, I had 300 times opportunities to get out. I chose not to. That was me holding and hoping it would reverse. But I'm just joking. ELBN. Is it pushing a little? A little bit, but I'd like to see it push a little more. What is it up? Only 15%. Speaking of it being a slow market, I am going to pass on this because I don't even want to start getting into like pops in the teens. So when it does pick up, that's how you get destroyed. And again, like it is Yeah, I know y'all probably been on the live where people have debated me if it's a slow market or whatever, but I don't really care about that. I know what it is. My personal opinion, you know what I mean? That's my perception. So I don't want to get used in this slow market, get into these little pops. But thanks for putting it on my radar, because if it pushes to I didn't see it, because if it pushes to 124, I'll play it. But I don't want to get in the habit of getting in these little pops. But it still could flush. T-Mac. And bro, I was kind of joking when I started that video about wasting 17 minutes. I love these conversations with y'all, and that's part of, you know, being in the Discord exclusive. If y'all have questions, I try to answer it, give my opinion. So just trading, that's hilarious. Alex, good morning. But they'll always, you know, it's always going to be people saying something about your trading style. And Alex, you actually had a good rebuttal to that. Like, I don't really care how you make money in the market. If you have an edge, you have an edge. That's all I'm trying to do, is show you mine. But you do got to protect your capital, that's for sure. So never trade more than you're willing to lose. I probably don't talk about that enough. My account probably be smaller than 25K if I get away with it, but PDT, you know, you got to have at least 25K in the States. Hello, hello. That's a good way to put it, J Money. But we're all allowed to have our opinion, so I think y'all, after, hopefully most y'all watch the little response video, so people are allowed to hate shorts, all good. And I think we don't want it overcrowded too, so at least that's what some people say. I know I've seen on X and stuff, they talk about shortings getting overcrowded. I don't know if there's any validity to that. RDHL ready to tank. Yeah, it's looking like it wants to break now. Dang. DH. That's tough. BW, are you on? I know you commented on my video yesterday, and since I have time, I know you mentioned that you'd appreciate it if I shared my my entries on the chart and a little bit more visibility. The problem with that is I'm a mobile trader. I don't know if you're on, but maybe if you watch the recap. So with TradeZero, like if I'm trading on mobile, I can't be logged into the desktop app or even TradingView at the same time. So maybe there's a way I could screen share my phone, but one of my group chats would get me in trouble, so I can't do that. Turn text off for sure. But no, all jokes aside, maybe there'll be a way I can do that at some point, but right now I don't know how. I don't really want to share my phone screen because, like, I would love to say the entire time I'm on live stream I'm trading, but when it gets slow like this, sometimes I'll scroll, just look at crap, reply to emails, whatever. But I wish I could be logged into TradingView and my mobile at the same time, but it doesn't. TradeZero doesn't allow that. Is that red line your position? I don't have a position on any play yet, so I was waiting for this to push a little harder. It's probably not going to, but this is a monthly pivot if you're talking about this pink one. Oh, BW, you're on right now. So I just responded to your message I saw in your comment. So yeah, I trade mobile, so I can't really, literally no way I can share my entries, but I plan on trying to trade more desktop at some point in the future. Probably more sustainable, and still trade mobile when I'm traveling and stuff, but I can't be logged in both at the same time. But yeah, no, I'm not in any position. I haven't taken a trade today, which is pretty impressive for me at 7:15. The red line, yeah, that's just where the ticker's currently at. I see what you're saying now. But yeah, that's why I try to be vocal about my entries. I know it's not a perfect system, but I trade mobile, so I'm not going to change that just yet. I don't like changing things that's working, if that makes sense. DH, was that in pre-market? Oh, it's his comment. Because that definitely will happen, but I did see that you said a couple thousand shares at $8. That's a 16K position. I mean, I rarely even take 16K positions. That's a good size. Yeah, I keep telling you I want to record my screen when I trade. Maybe I'd probably pick the worst time to do it because it's slow. Is there a global outage for news publishers? Really, DH? Yeah. These different routes, again, I'm ignorant. TradeZero, there's only one route. I get that's probably not the best. Well, I know they rolled out other routes, but here recently. But yeah, I keep my trading system so simple. I don't use like multiple routes and stuff. Like whatever TradeZero gives me, I use it. But I get there's benefits to different ones. When I was talking to David Capablanca, the friendly bear dude, he was talking about all the different routes, and I was just like ignorant. I was like, I don't even know, bro. Whatever TradeZero gives me, that's the route I use. Seems to be quick execution, low fees, if any fees. Yeah, right, DH. You would like to think the broker's looking out for you, doing the best route, but not always that way, I guess. Yeah, T-Mac, I've heard that. I don't try to flex that it has the fastest routing because I've only traded a few, but I've heard a lot of people say that. That's traded other ones. Quick execution. Oh, well, yeah, as soon as I click, I'm out of the position. As soon as I click, I'm in the position. Unless it's a short, it's SSR, short sell, restricted. Sometimes there's a little bit of pause, but that's not because of TradeZero. If I'm entering like under the bid, I got to wait for it to like tick up for it to get filled. But outside of SSR, I get in usually immediately. Got it. That makes sense. See, and I don't even know what direct market access is. It gets in quick for me. So maybe it's just because I'm biased. Well, I mean, and T-Mac said it was the quickest that he's used to. DH. Well, 75% of the drawdown, that's pretty solid, bro. My biggest drawdown, and I'm not afraid to tell y'all this, but there's a deeper story to it. I do not trade like this anymore. So I just want to be clear. I'm somebody that tried to learn lessons from, things that happened to me. When I had my biggest loss, yeah, it took me about 2.5 months to get it all back. But I was trading a lot more reckless then. I mean, a lot's an understatement, way more reckless. Had bigger account size, entering bigger size, averaging up blindly. Like I'm a completely different trader since then. We did get that ELBM flush, man. This, see if anybody debates me today, but it's a slow pre-market. Not seeing much. And T-Mac, I wanted to comment on when you're in the Discord. You mentioned something about what'd you say? It's about it being like probably the slowest it's been in a year. We go through phases like this consistently. I just want to be clear. This is a slow period, but I've seen periods like this many times, and that's when usually Ross will recirculate. The short selling is dangerous. We're doing the right things, guys. I know all of y'all are losing money, but or at least a video to throw shade at short sellers. Like J Money was right with that one. I've seen it like that video at least 10 times at this point. That's why whenever I said that comment, I was like, I already knew what he's going to say. So the point of it is, these slow periods are very common. Is it exceptionally slow right now? Yeah, for sure. But this is just how it is. Sometimes summer was hot, slowing down. It usually slows down in the winter. Usually more to trade though. So okay, how about this? This is a little unique because like there's not even many stocks to trade. A lot of times even when it's slow, there'll be stocks to trade, but they just die quick. Now there's just like very few pop. So that is a little unique, but I've seen many little slow and then in Long's defense, and it takes one hot play that goes 1,000, 2,000%. It can like heat up the market again. So hope that makes sense. but no play, me not taking a trade by 7:30, that might be a new record. For lives. Because again, guys, I have a pretty strict stock selection, but like I was saying, I posted a video to Discord, and this is kind of the gist of it, is like short selling is risky, but I've done things to try to mitigate that, like not go too heavy in one position. That's the thing about these tickers is, like, even if I have high conviction, we're still shorting like sketchy small cap companies that are desperate for cash usually and willing to manipulate the ticker. So even if your thesis is like rock solid, there's still a chance that it doesn't respect any levels. It pumps. It's there's some orchestrated pumps behind the scenes. Wells, trying to send it. So one of the ways I offset my risk is I just don't go too heavy in one play, and then like I keep my account size small. Like I trade 25K account, so anytime it gets over 40K, I take the money out. So I did that like 4 times last month. So even if I get too reckless and TradeZero liquidates my account, I lost 25K. I made 50K last month, so I could blow up twice and still be at break even with last month. So again, there's ways to mitigate the risk of short selling, but it is risky. So yes, BG, probably swinging shorts is probably not a bad time to do that, to be honest. But I had success with that in 2024 actually. But I did get caught in one. So there's a PR, took a short, swung it for a day or two, and then they released another PR before I closed it. Then it pumped right back to where I started. I ended up losing money on it. So that's always the downside with these shorts. Swings is all it takes is one PR to send that thing back up. And sometimes they'll double up, triple up in weak PRs. Not common, but you'll see it. Doubling back with another PR is crazy work. Yeah, no. Let's see, J Money. A lot of these companies, when they see that other companies are dropping news with no strong reaction, they start holding back their news until it heats up again, for sure. Sure, we're not the only one that knows the market is slow. Yeah, you'll see that a lot of times in the hot markets, and that's the real advantage in the hot market is you can get, like, when things are running hard, you can definitely get in too early and lose money. Like I've done it many times, but the part I do like about the hot market is the money rotation is a lot more legit. So because there's only so much liquidity that people are trading with. So in the hot market, even if things are running, you'll see a lot of decent flushes as money rotate away from one play to jump in the next. Because this is the downside about the slow market. We still see money rotation, but only 1 or 2 tickers are really running. That's where everybody's at. So the capital's a little bit more locked up until everybody closes at the same time. Or blame it on short sellers, whatever. Whatever your thesis is. Candles, yeah, slow market isn't good for shorting either. No. Because and I have done better in slower markets, I think, just because I lower chance of getting blown up. But to your point, like, you can make good money when it's hot market shorting. You just gotta make sure you don't get in too early. And then if you're wrong, get out quick. Easier said than done, for sure. But I know a lot of my OGs when we were still in Circle before Discord, a lot of y'all killed it in summer. Like we saw like record days from a lot of people. CJ, I don't know if you're on. This dude was having 5-figure days. But Hiso was having 5-figure days. Raven, I don't know what happened to that dude, but he was having 5-figure days. Like just stupid money. For real, J Money. Oh, Saber. Yeah, that's right, Fran. Saber had a 5-figure day too. Yeah, Alex Raven was putting up numbers. Hope he's well. No, he done took his cash and sailed away, I guess. I don't know. I'm glad y'all can attest to it. I'm not making it up. Like there was stupid money being made over the summer in the hot market. I wasn't doing as well. Probably because I'm a front side trader and I wasn't adjusting to the excessive moves. But yeah, there's a lot of people banking. It's been many moons since I've had a 5-figure day. I've never had a 5-figure day. Y'all know me, I'm not trying to pump myself up. Like I just make consistent base hits. I think the most I've ever won in a day was 8K, which I'm very proud of, but I've never had a 5-figure day. I don't think. No, Alex, that was a crazy time. Honestly, there's a little insecurity there too for me. I'm like, man, why am I not like making it? Of course, I was proud. Like, I'm never jealous, not a second. I was proud, but I was just like, dang, these guys are killing it. I gotta do better. JYD, something moving now? Oh, a little pop. It's already back down though. Look at these flushes, guys. They're flushing so quick lately. So the point is of the whole story about bragging how like 3 or 4 people were having solid 5-figure days is so you can make good money in hot market short selling too. You can make more money because if things are up 500% when it finally breaks, like there's a lot of money to be made on the downtrend. But when that happens again, I'm gonna have to tweak my strategy a little bit because y'all see I'll jump in sometimes before even looking at the news or often. And I have to reel that in when it's hot markets because if it's like a really good PR, can't do that. And that's why crypto treasuries destroyed me for so long, is because I would see something up 100, 200% in a second, jump in. No idea what I was jumping into. And then by the time I looked at the news, it was up 400%, 500%. So I was being hard-headed. I don't even know if I was being hard-headed. I never really experienced that. So again, I don't try to pretend to be perfect or say I have the best trading style. I'm just honest with you with how I do it. So I learned a lot through that market too. But that was one of the hottest markets I've been a part of. I've seen hot markets, but this summer, between, I don't know, the new administration and the crypto treasury plays, didn't adjust to the hot market very well. But again, I think it's mostly because I'm very front side trader. But I've learned like the end of day playbook and fades, and I took a decent fade yesterday backside and did well on it. So you just have to use that playbook a little bit more. Man, this is rough, guys. Whew. Should have slept in today. Yeah, no, just right. I agree with that. Yeah. Might be time to go to Forex. So I met this cool chick at the Friendly Bear conference, and you don't see a lot of female traders. So whenever I meet them, it's always intriguing for sure because it's just a rare, just more rare. And she was a futures trader, and she was low key killing it. She even like showed me some of her numbers because again, you always assume there's a lot of furus and well, you don't assume there are a lot of furus. Again, it goes back to marketing. You don't have to be a good trader. You just have to know how to sell yourself. Because we know about Ross being a beast in pre-market, but there's bigger players than him. They're just low key, So just because you're a successful trader doesn't mean you're going to have like, a successful following if you're lame. But Ross is good at like selling a story, and he's a likable guy. But this Allie, she was a futures trader because Tom was speaking at the event. And so there's a lot of future traders there, and she was killing it, like 6-figure months consistently. And she's just like trading gold, or there's a few other futures that she did, but it's mostly gold. She had a little breakout strategy. So I got her contact. I told her wanted her to show me, but it's nice seeing other traders that are killing it because most of the people at the conference were like newbies. And it was not just like barely 6 figures. She was having some deep 6-figure months. And I was like, Jesus. Very systematic though. I'm discretionary. A lot of y'all are discretionary. Very systematic trader, which it would be nice to have like some type of system like that in my bag too. But right now I'm not super interested. Life is kind of crazy right now. But one day, whenever I'm focusing entirely on trading, I might look into other playbooks. When is the last time we didn't have a single alert by 7:35? I don't know. Hello, Joey. Was it Tori? No, it wasn't Tori. Speaking of marketers, she's good at that too. Again, when I say that, I don't mean it. It's a compliment. It's a compliment. Like when I say that, it's just like, but no, it wasn't Tori. And I follow her too, and she's pretty cool. But she's actually going to be on the Words of Wisdom podcast here in the near future. Her name was Allie. Yeah, Allie was a futures trader too. Yeah, I guess that's the part that kind of, like, I guess bothers me about the trading style that he does. It's like, it's hard to make money like Ross does. You can, and again, like I've never thrown shade at long traders. If I did, I apologize. It's more that I don't have that in my bag. And maybe when it gets hot again, I'll try to incorporate that more. But like I don't think like, going long is evil, like a lot of people think about us, but I'm just not, haven't had success with it. So yeah, no, I'm not really sure why he has as much success as he does. Yeah, it's a hard strategy. That's what I like about our Discord. Like, majority of people consistently win in there. My strategy is not too difficult. You just got to have good risk management. Like, still at 95% with quitting. What do you mean by that? Do you have the Instagram for my school project? Yeah, I'll drop it in here. She was nice. I don't mind sharing her. She's low key though. She doesn't share much. We were talking about after she goes on. So she met Tom, and Tom got her the connection because he realized that she was like legit. Starter position, 7,000 shares. Because he knows there's going to be about 100,000, 200, 300, 500,000 shares that buy after him. He's good. Wow, this is crazy. No trade. I need to like I was saying, the days I like mentally prepare myself the most, like I prayed this morning, reflected, meditated, like kind of analyzed how I wanted to trade today, especially from a sizing standpoint. And every time I do that, like, and not usually as deep as I did it today, um, it always turns out it's super slow afterwards. But then the days I come in here just barely prepared, woke up 5 minutes before the live stream, like there's so much opportunity, but I'm not even in the right headspace. Yeah, PR. I got to hear Tom speak live, and he's such a cool dude too. Bro told a story how he went to about scared David Capablanca to death. Like he's at this point now that he's made so much money that he just wants to help people, and he went to Skid Row in L.A. and David was like, "Bro, you can't go to Skid Row. If they knew who you were, you'd have been held for ransom, bro." But the point of that story is he's a really nice guy. You can just tell. Even helping the alley girl, getting her some views and eyes on her. It's cool to meet him though. Didn't take a picture with him because I would have had to wait an hour because everybody wanted to take a picture with him. I thought when I was going into that conference, there's going to be a lot of short sellers, but there's like 10% short sellers. 90% of everybody was there for Tom. See why David got him on the books though, because like he has a following. People just, I was talking to people like, yeah, I came here from, I don't know, Thailand, and this person came from Canada, and this person came from like a country I've never heard of. Like it's just, they were all over the place. A lot from the UK. Super cool. Yeah, J Money, you're right. But that's kind of why I like short selling, because again, like I'm trying to be honest with y'all. Like I made 350K since June of last year, since I created the entity. That's just since I created the Bear of Wall Street. I don't talk about the money I made before then because I can't prove it. I didn't shut those accounts down. I can't link them to Kimfo because once I created the entity, I never thought I would trade on those personal accounts again. I have the the tax documents, but it's just not worth even trying to prove. Like, so I just go with I made 350K in the Bear of Wall Street trading career, and I've only done that with 25K accounts. I used to get up to maybe like when I had that blow up, I think the most I ever had was in my account was like 60K. But the point is, like, now I'm always keeping it between 25 to 40K. So even with quote unquote, I get that's not small money, but compared to like the Alex dude that trades on YouTube, he's a good short seller. Compared to the Clover people, compared to the Bear of Wall Street, like, or I'm sorry, the Friendly Bear, like he told me he has like 90% or 75% of his net worth in his broker. And I was like, what? So like I trade relatively small account size, especially compared to everyone else. And that's just my risk management because I know my biggest enemy is myself. And sometimes when I take a big loss, I haven't mastered not revenge trading. So I kind of have to have only a certain amount in my account so I don't act up. But I love it though. Some of y'all OGs, some of the new members that have been following me, y'all haven't seen that side of me, and thank God, it's a blessing. Again, I'm maturing as a trader, but some of you OGs, y'all haven't seen me take some nasty losses and just make some bonehead decisions. And that's kind of why I came off Kimfo. It's because like it was almost too much, just everybody seeing all my trades. But y'all know in the Discord, if y'all ask me a question, I'll screen share what my Kimfo says and share it. But it's going to be on my terms. Gives me a little bit more peace. Jelani, do you roughly keep track of how much you have to pay in taxes? Yeah, no, I'm very close to that. I buy houses, so I don't pay taxes. Got 4 rental properties now. Spent a lot of money on those to get them Airbnb ready, and it's not like trash Airbnbs. Like I'm spending like 6 figures on most of these houses to get them like adding pools, amenities, whatever. And then I do a cost segregation, and on because normally you'd have to write it off over like 30 years. But if you do a cost segregation, they break it down by like item by item, and then you can write it off that year to offset your taxes. So for example, if I made $500,000 trading this year, I could buy a couple properties or one not really nice property, do a cost segregation, and I can write off basically the entire house outside of the land that year. So that's why I got into real estate, to pay less taxes. I know that's a taboo conversation, but I think you're dumb if you don't take advantage of the tax loophole. I didn't write it, but if I can get away with not paying the IRS $100,000, $200,000, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So if that rubs you the wrong way, then we just don't think the same. I'd rather donate that to a charity than give it to the IRS so they can fund some BS in a country I don't never even heard of. You know what I mean? If I trust our government to spend our money wisely, it'd be a different story. But me and you both know that that's not the case. So long story short, Jelani, yeah, I stay very close to how much I owe. And then even with my S corp, that's why I created the entity. So I pay myself a salary, but I can take distributions at a lower tax rate. I'm playing a bigger game than just trading. I share the trading, but hopefully I can share the other things I do at some point when I focus entirely on trading or quit the W-2. Yeah, I don't want to just trade. I love like hustling, dabbling in things. Because again, I talk about trading, but trading is still a small part of my life. just trading, depending on how much the property gives you in return in Germany, it's like no more than 3%. Ooh, that is low. I try to like double the mortgage. Still have some properties I got to launch, but like my most recent one in Santa Rosa Beach, I'm doubling the mortgage, so I'm cash flowing it. But obviously I've spent more with all the renovations, but again, it's an investment. So, and then the tax benefits of not having to pay taxes on my short-term gains. In my tax bracket, it'd be 40% I'd be paying. And I get some of y'all from other countries, y'all pay a lot more in taxes than even that. But y'all have a little bit more incentive sometimes, whether it's, I don't want to sound ignorant, but like, you know, the medical system in the United States is so broken. So at least some of y'all have that figured out to an extent. So it sucks to pay 40% plus taxes here and you don't really get anything out of it besides, you know, freedom, of course, that's worth a lot, but you still have to pay for everything. Hi, can you share the settings that you're using with the Trade Ideas scanner? Yeah, are you in the Discord? Because I'll just drop you can just actually drop the file. Okay, I'll just show you since you're not in the Discord. No, I don't keep things behind paywalls, so I'm not going to convince you to join just for that. So here's the one I use for the pre-market stock scanner. So I know it's probably hard to see, but I have it set for just time, type, symbol, price, change from close, volume shares traded, float, held by insiders and held by institutional investors. So when I configure it, again, even if you shoot me a message on Instagram, I'll send the file to you. But this is all I have is if it's between 90 cents and $15, I get an alert. This is the queue where my scanner is a little bit different than most. I'm trying to see a change in 1 minute. So I want to see a 15% move with at least 15,000 shares traded. That's very small. I do that just so I don't miss some trades or I see them early. So I'm just looking for basically a 15% move in 1 minute, and then I get an alert. That doesn't mean I'm going to enter it, but I want to know about it. Because even if I don't get in at 20% or whatever, I want it on my radar. So and then the columns are just the ones I told you about, you know. And then I have one for BQ popping. Let me pull this up before I keep talking, see if there's a play. You know, I'm ready to trade something. Oh yeah, BQ is up a little bit. Let's I'm not really interested in it. I'm looking at it on my phone, but and then the 200, this one's my favorite. It just doesn't alert as much. So this is the 200-day SMA test. So what I really like about this one is it lets me know if it's, let me see if I can pull it. So if it gets within 4% of the 200 daily SMA, that's my favorite entry. It lets me know. So I know that's a good entry. So that's the two settings I use for Trade Ideas. If you have any more questions, let me know, but that's it in a nutshell. But yeah, shoot me a message on Instagram, I'll send you the file. You can just upload them if you're not in the Discord. Do you have alert sound on Trade Ideas? Yeah, no, I have sound on. The lady says it. Yeah, and I don't even use like 10% of what Trade Ideas does. Since I'm an affiliate, I get all these emails about this is how you sell this product and this and that. And I'm just like, dang, I didn't even know Trade Idea could do all that. I just use the alerts. BQ is testing highs right now, so I'm going to grab some locate. This is a good risk versus reward. I'll pull it up on the screen here. If it breaks a new high, I'll just get out, which it might do here. So I just got in at 408, pull it up, and watch it break a new high as soon as I get in this thing. but it's a little bit of a sketchy ticker. So I just got in here. If it breaks a new high, I'm just going to immediately cut. Like when I say risk versus reward, is that I'm assuming that it's going to fail. If it fails, maybe I make 30 cents. If I'm wrong, I might lose 5 cents. You know what I mean? 10 cents max. So not confident I'm going to quote unquote win this trade, but if I'm wrong, I only lose a few cents. I'm just going to cut immediately if it holds above that level. So I'm in it, but again, not an A setup, guys. I think it could break here. And if it does, I'm just going to get out. Not even waiting for a 5 minute to close. I'm just going to get out because this is a sketchy Chinese ticker, if I remember it correctly. Uh-oh, we're getting an alert. Now I'm in this thing and I want to keep my eye on it. I'm going to cash out pretty quick. Oh yeah, there you go. Just drop. I didn't make hardly anything on it, but I want to see what this is. I didn't want to keep my eye off of it. You know, I don't mind taking multiple trades, but a sketchy Chinese ticker, I don't want to keep my eye off of. Well, that was a strong move. It's still pushing. Okay, I'm gonna grab some locates and start doing some due diligence on it. BVIX, what is the story with this one? Dang, it's already dropping. And this is why I kind of enter blindly a little bit more in these slow markets, because sometimes the move just don't, I mean, it's over before you can even do any due diligence. To acquire quantum, oh, dang, this actually seems like pretty good news. VBEX intends, that's the key word, it's not set in stone, intends to acquire innovation quantum computing technologies company. So they're trying to acquire another company, and it's quantum computer, which has been a theme, and it will be a theme in the future too. It's only up 14%. Yeah, I'm not going to play it. If it runs a little harder, I will, but right now it's just, if it pushes closer to $5, I will. And again, guys, it could flush back. I'm not saying it's not going to flush, but it goes back to just risk versus reward. I feel like if I get in right here, I'm going to set myself up to fail if it does rip. No liquidity in the market. Something Ross was right about in his video was some of these PRs would run in a hot market, including this one. And even if it's not a definite agreement. So some of these PRs just nothing. I might get a little entry here. It's looking weak. Very small though. So I got in at 411. Let's just see what happens. Again, very, very, very small. Do not recommend. Trimmed a little in the 390s. Holding half my shares now. Just going to see if it falls. We're at 380s. Trimmed a little bit more here. So I'm only holding 200 shares now. Just see if these fall. thing. BQ ended up flushing. I should have just stayed focused on that one. See if we get this flush. J Money, did you fire your background helper? Yeah, I just like doing things myself. J Money. Such a loner. Let's go. Should have held my full position, but I'm out here in 350s. I ended up making a couple hundred on it because that last flush was money. These are the fake outs, so the 8 o'clock fake outs. We are the background on helpers sending out trash setups. No, I appreciate y'all sharing the setups. That's hilarious. Yeah, some of them are trash, but I don't want to discourage y'all because sometimes y'all put some solid plays out there that I haven't seen or I haven't seen yet. So keep doing it. It's funny because sometimes I feel bad when I don't when I just like throw shade at them. EVC is popping. Let's see what this one's about. Nope, it's not popping. XAIR. XAIR. Probably too slow. Gosh, these things are flushing too quick. Look at this. That's all good. That was too slow. I didn't get an alert for that one. Yeah, I don't like when they fall this quick. This is a little excessive. But again, it's not about what I like, but this is wild. No follow through. No, you're right. There's like 10 seconds to jump in. And that's kind of why I probably got that mentality of jumping in before looking at news, because I played through these slow markets, and that's about the only way you get an entry. If you do any due diligence, the play's over. But when it gets, when it becomes a hot market, that's something I'm going to have to tweak again, making sure I'm looking at the news, because there'll probably be a theme that'll stress me out. This is wild, guys. Yeah, this will go down in the books as one of the slower pre-markets I've ever traded, if not the most. I've said that a lot lately, but it keeps getting more slow and slow. So last time I said it, it's even more slow than it was that time. But again, like, not concerned. I've seen hot, cold markets. It rotates. I like medium markets. XAIR is pushing up a little bit again. were you shorting during the bear market? Yeah, when I first got into it as a bear market, and I did pretty good, ignorantly did well, not even knowing what I was doing. During the Biden administration, I can't remember when it was, maybe right when I first started trading, short selling, trading longer than this, but short selling was around 2023, right at the beginning of 2023, though. It was a little bit of a bear market. I think the bear market started the year before that, though. I'm not sure. But the market was not raging what it was doing now. At the end of his term, it did end up ramping up, but in the beginning, when I first started, it was a bear market or flat, or it wasn't super bullish. There might be a VWAP play here, but I'm just not. Like, this is barely up. Again, I don't sit on my hands often, but I can do that. So if I don't see the right setups, I'm just not going to jump in. Because I hate it's already 8:05 and I haven't really traded. Because the closer it gets to 9, the more I dislike the plays. The earlier pops just have a tendency of fading harder. And I don't try to pretend to be the biggest trader or best trader. I just try to find little holes in the market, take advantage of it. Yeah, no, you're right, J Money. It was very friendly shorting market. And I've heard other people say this in these bear markets, you can about short anything. Here's XAIR, about to dive, and XPL. XPL. If it gets closer to $1, I might try this one. It's only up 13%. Is wild. Jeez. Yeah, I'll keep my eye on it, but I want to see it at least get up to $1. Then I'll play it. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, this is a brutal pre-market. So it's not usually this slow. I'm not sure what that was. TVA, is that a new one? Or is that an old recycled one? Okay. Old one. I got an XPL pulled up on my phone, so if it goes a little bit higher, I might play the dollar test. I have an order waiting at 99 cents while I do some due diligence on it. I'm watching it out the corner of my eye. Multi-state, they were awarded multi-state prescription fulfillment contract by virtual healthcare providers. I'm not seeing any dollar amount associated with it. Yeah, I don't think it's that great of news, but I don't want to get in here at 93 cents. One, there's no liquidity. So all it takes is a Ross or a Moon Market or a whoever to say they're in it. And then it just takes off because there's no liquidity. It's just very, very little volume. So volume's a double-edged sword because I don't mind if the volume's low because usually people just eventually get tired of it and sell and then it drops. But the problem is it just takes one pumper or somebody that has a following and then a bunch of people pile into it and it can rip. So just FYI. But it could flush here. It probably will. Everything's flushing, but I'm not going to get in until about 99 cents. Nothing's moving. This is wild, guys. And it's dropping. Somewhat. So XAIR is pushing a little bit. So let me pull up this news again. I like playing the initial pop more than this like recovery pop, but if I find a good level, I might play it. Beyond Air secures up to 30. Oh yeah, yes. IMRN or IMRN. Jesus Christ, got faked out again. So Beyond Air secures up to 32 million to accelerate growth. A lot of it's a line of credit. So, I mean, it's just like they got to, yes, it could help business operations, but it's just a loan. So I think the news is kind of weak. And so I might play it. I'll play it. Where do I want to play it at? It's nowhere near this level, but we'll see if it pushes. I might get a starter if it gets up to 250, small size, and then add more size around 270 to 278. But again, I hate trading like this when there's only like one thing moving. I got a very, very small entry at 240. Just it's probably a board entry more than anything. My next position's at 248. Very small scales. And then I'll add size if it gets back up here to like 268 to 278. But how things have been just dying, I just entered a little position. Dang, should have entered heavier. It's flushing now. I wouldn't be surprised if this does catch a little momentum, though. Something has to, right? Trimming here in the 2 teens. So I'm out of it. I just played it small. Played it small, caught a little move, 214 to 219. Now it's going to flush. Yeah, just little scalps. That's all I'm doing. Should have slept in. Catch up on my sleep. Now, again, thank y'all for hanging around. This has been brutal, so I appreciate y'all just being here because this is again, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I keep saying it, but this is part of the game we're playing. Take advantage of it when it's good and be prepared when it's not. Yeah, Monday was nice, and Tuesday we had the reason why I liked them so much was because we had those 7 a.m. plays. And Fran, I saw that you had a Green Day Monday. I should, I always like leave my live streams on. I upload them. A lot of people don't do that, but like again, I'm not really trying to hide anything. So, but this one, I should just delete this one so nobody wastes their time watching this episode or this live stream or whatever. Don't want to waste anybody's time. Nice, Fran. Good job. I was playing it really small for the shares, but it worked to keep me not worried. Yeah, totally. You made $1 per share. That's not bad. I wish I'd make $1 per share. I trade a lot of shares sometimes. Or a lot to me. I agree, The Godfather. This is like next level. But we've been seeing glimpses of it. That's why I've been saying it's been slow. But this is like kind of a new level. And again, I've seen similar things, but that was before I was live and like live streaming and things like that. So in the past, when it was slow like this, I'll just go back to sleep and trade something intraday. APPS, is this a new one, Pump? No, that's another one. I'll deal with that one. But it's like a different level, like staring at it, watching how slow it is. Because luckily my strategy, you can kind of trade at whatever time. Like I got different time of day playbooks for the most part. Still the same concept. But when it was slow like this in the past, I just wouldn't even stare at the screen. Speculative sectors have been breaking down. Yeah, no, I think that's why we had a little bit of a crypto sell-off yesterday, but I was buying at 100K. Where's it at now? It's up to 102 now. Yeah, when it got to 100K, I was slapping it. And it still might break below 100K, but I still think it's a good entry. So got a little more crypto yesterday. And again, not a crypto bro, not even that big into crypto, but I just try to diversify, a little money and everything. But I've had solid returns on crypto, so I'm not going to throw shade at it. Fran, that means a lot. That means a lot. And you were an OG too, so you've seen it grow from just a few of us in Circle to where it's at now. So we'll look at the 1 minute real quick on this one. So if it gets back closer to 2, well, it's kind of looking like it's a little bit of a up. I'm gonna see what it does around 240, 245. I might take another entry here, but I'm gonna hold off for now. Well, I feel like I'm forcing this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just checked out, but I don't feel like playing this one. Maybe not checked out is the right word, but I'm just like, I just feel desperate playing this one. So I'm gonna sit this one out. Martin, hello, my friend. Are you on vacation this week? Martin swung by to say hi and he dipped. Give that attendance credit. Yeah, if we don't have any pops at 8:30, guys, I'm probably going to sign off. See if there's 8:30 PRs usually come out, but if I'm not seeing anything, again, this will go down as the slowest pre-market I've ever traded since I've been live or public. 7 days off, Mark. I'm jealous. Yeah, the beginning of the week, Martin, was pretty decent. I mean, there were some plays. It still was far from hot, but we had some nice setups. But today, not so much. So didn't really miss that much. How as slow as the job market. I love it. AI is taking over. We're gonna see more of this, I think. Yeah, I can't short anything under 50 cents. I do see CHR is pumping right now, and Moon Market's pumping it as well. I saw him tweet about it. So I usually try to avoid the ones he's in, at least until the initial move is over. But yeah, if it gets to 50 cents, I'll be interested in this one. That's a long way to go, though. Basically got double where it's at now. Moon Market said all these longs, because it's similar to the Ross video he posted last night about the short sellers. Moon has said, CHR bang, still big money going around out here if you're in the right place. Trying to convince you that it's hot. The NASCAR effect. Yeah, so 3 minutes. I'll see if there's any new PRs. If not, I'll probably sign off and see if there's any good setups for intraday and after hours. Oh, J Money, I'm glad you caught that. Just a troll. Just trolling. I blocked him, Alex. Colin sent me a text. Colin, you on? I'm about to put you on blast. Colin sent me a text and was like, chill, don't entertain that guy. I was just joking, having fun. Remember, it was a slow day that day, hence our disagreement. So I had time to troll that day. But I know myself, I'm going to joke back and troll back if I didn't block him, so I just blocked him. J Money. Oh gosh. Well, I hope he figures it out. I hope he I don't wish bad on anyone. So maybe he's finding, maybe he got into CHR at 14 cents and he's killing it. Alex, but he was heating up, yeah. Getting a little frustrated, but that's all good. Colin sent me that text. He was like, that's why it's good to have Colin on my side. He makes me, it's good to get a different perspective. But yeah, I was just trolling. If NASCAR clapping at me is the worst thing that happens in a day, I'm doing pretty dang good. PRFX. But enough about NASCAR. He's not here and he can't defend himself. So we're getting a little pop on PR, whatever, PRFX. I'm gonna grab some locates. I don't really see a level I really love on this thing, but I know this thing's gonna flush though, so I'm gonna try to get a little entry here at got an entry. It's not that great of an entry though. 139. Well, it's flushing though. Let me look and see what this is. I might not have to. I'm gonna just get out here. I'm at 119. Only played 1,000 shares, so 130. I ended up getting a fill at 138.9, so basically 139. Got out at 119. I got a terrible fill though, but these things are just dropping so fast. I just try to get in. Again, you can't do that in the hot market. You'll get blasted. Oh my gosh, I had an order waiting on XAIR at, y'all know this happens to me all the time. I had 500 shares, not that big, but 500 shares waiting at 248, and I got filled, so I'm up about 180 bucks on that one. Totally forgot I had that entry waiting there. So we got that one candle got filled, 500 shares. So I wish I would have went a little heavier, but catch a break every now and then. In Excel. Oh, and I had a line here. What was that? The tops of these candles. Man, these things are flushing so quick. PRFX, if it gets back up, might wait till about 150 to enter it again. Let me see what the 1 minute looks like. T-Mag bringing back, we need entertainment today. What is your name on Instagram? It's in the description. So if you click below the video, I have my Instagram handle there. Oh, Jay, my, you're a troll. I love it. Love it. Yeah, NXL died immediately. Good call, but I was too slow. All right, guys, it's after 8:30. There might be some more pumps here, but I'll hang out a couple more minutes, but I'm probably about to sign off. Ended up making 563 bucks. I don't know. Honestly, I'm content with it, with what we got today. So 563 and 65 cents. Hoping for more, but you can only, squeeze so much out of this market. So I'll take it. I see your friend request, so when I get off live stream, I'll shoot that over to you. Shoot you a message. All right, guys, I'm probably going to go ahead and dip out. I'm not seeing much. And then if after 8:30, my win rate goes down. After 9 o'clock, it goes way down. So I usually sign off around this time to protect my capital. So I'm going to do it again. So I will see y'all, what's today? Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'll live stream tomorrow. And as usual, if you want to be a part of the Discord community, link in the description for that. If not, no big deal. I will be here tomorrow at 7 a.m. and I'll see you then. See y'all.